Alright, in this clip I'm going to talk about learning and how people learn, and in particular I'm going to relate it to one of the Star Trek species, sci-fi, in the sci-fi series Star Trek, and one of the species in it, particularly the Borg, right? Well, the way I see it is that people learn by assimilation, right? And the important message, the important theme in this Star Trek sci-fi series is that the Borg, right, the Borg species became powerful not because they stuff information into their brain and regurgitate it on every test session, right? This is how retarded I see the education system as we have it today, right? You cram information into your brain that you might forget, right? That might not be relevant until you use it way down the road. You cram information into your short-term memory, before the exam session, and then regurgitate it out, during exam time. So, what happens after the exam? Usually, after the exam, you de-stress. A lot of people de-stress by just partying, drinking, right? And the alcohol washes away all you just crammed, all that you have just crammed during the cram session before the exam, right? So what's the point, right? And what really is a point when all that you cram into your short-term memory will be forgotten 6 months or 1 year down the road, right? It doesn't really make sense. As I said before, right, the Star Trek series it's a really it has a lot more to do with human civilization and human affairs on Earth rather than extraterrestrial civilization, right? And the Borg species was important in that it shows that learning itself isn't a cram session, right? It isn't a cram session where you memorize facts and then spew it out during exams. The Borg became powerful because of their learning strategy, right? See, learning strategy is more important than memorization, right? See, you assimilate. The Borg became powerful because they assimilate information, right? They took in information into their database, and then they tried to find similarities. They tried to find similarities between what they know and what they want to know, right? What they try to assimilate, they try to find similarities between previous information that they absorbed already and the current information that they're absorbing, right? And people learn that like this all the time, right? Think about all the inventions that we have. An airline didn't come out all at once, right? And every invention came about through stepwise improvement, right? Think of early cameras. Early cameras were giant things that only professionals used, and they were big boxes, big clumsy boxes, where you hold up a flash powder, right? You hold up a container, right? You hold up a container with flash powder, right, to explode a flash just to make the photograph, right? That was that primitive. Now think of cameras today, right? The cameras are so small that you could uh, there's spy cameras now that are so small that you can fit in just a finger, right, an index finger, right? So what does that say? Right? It says that innovation come through stepwise improvement, and stepwise improvement is just another name, just another term for assimilation, right? You assimilate information, and then you try to make connections. You try to make connection between the information that you're absorbing with previous discovery, with previous inventions. It has nothing to do with cramming information in your brain and then regurgitating it, right? And that's how I see how retarded the current education system is. It's more of a contest. It's more of a marathon race than anything to do with real learning. And it just isn't going to work. It's just going to work now, and it's failing now because of that, because it just doesn't fit with how human beings learn, and it isn't going to work in the future because there's a lot more information, there's a lot more new information that needs to be assimilated. Note the word assimilated, not memorized, right? There's a lot more new information that needs to be assimilated every day. And how are you going to do that? How are we going to deal with that? Through traditional techniques of exam cramming and memorization. You can't. Alright, that's it.